Hey everyone, this is Ennis.
Hey, it's Jim.
And we're going to talk about how to fall asleep even though you're overthinking and feeling anxious. So many people who are suffering from anxiety or panic attacks or just general stress, they have a hard time falling asleep. This might be you, where you go to bed and you lay down, and as soon as you turn the lights off, your mind is racing with all kinds of weird thoughts, strange images. Your body might become flooded with odd sensations. And generally, it's just very difficult to fall asleep. So if you're going through that, please know that it's totally normal. There's probably nothing wrong with you. There's probably nothing that's serious. Go ahead and go to the doctor to get a checkup if you feel like that's something you need to do. But in general, it's usually due to the overthinking and the overactive mind that causes all these sensations. So what happens is most of us go through our day very overstimulated. As soon as we wake up, to as soon as we go to sleep, we one thing after another, looking at our phones, taking in content, and generally just stimulating ourselves. When we go to bed and turn the lights off, for the first time in the whole day, you're just there, just you, and it's your thoughts. And that can be an experience.
Now, another side of this that I hear commonly from clients is that they'll fall asleep okay, but wake up in the night and then their head's racing, and sometimes that manifests as just gibberish. I had one client who would hear random song lyrics and her father's voice and this quote from a movie, or hear one thing over and over again. These are all common manifestations of anxiety, and finally having that space where your mind is unstimulated to where these things that are kind of popping out of your subconscious, not used to being listened to, feel like they have their opportunity, so they all kind of flood in at once. It's totally normal.
So all of these experiences, in terms of what to do with them, the instinct might be to fight them or to try to get rid of them, but really that's just fueling the fire. A lot of what we teach is how to break the feedback loop of thoughts, creating emotions, creating thoughts, creating emotions. This feedback loop it's kind of like a vicious circle where the more you try to fight it, the worse it gets. So one of the techniques that we're going to teach you in this video, when you're falling asleep and you turn the lights off, there's actually a sort of meditation that you can do where you focus on the body and ground yourself in your body as you are falling asleep. Now, by doing this, it actually has two effects. Number one, it helps you to let go of control, because when you're trying to make sleep happen, it's not going to happen. Sleep is not something that we create. It's not something that we force. It's something that happens naturally when we step out of the way. So by stepping out of the way, we let the body take over, and all of the stuff that's supposed to happen happens. Your body is actually very intelligent. It's always pumping your breath. It's always pumping your lungs. It's doing a billion different things to keep you going. It wants to survive. It wants to sleep. It wants to take care of you. So have a little trust and just step out of the way. To do this, we focus on the body. We go to our sensations. We go to the different pressure points, the different tensions. And instead of thinking about them, instead of trying to make them go away, we just feel them.
Yeah, and one tip that I give to clients is, instead of counting sheep, count your thoughts. Just notice them. Just notice what's going by. Don't identify with them. Notice how they impact you. I mean, really just get curious about these thoughts and stop thinking like, oh my God, I'm crazy, or oh my God, this is never going to end. Try to minimize the stress and the intensity of the situation as much as you can. And that can literally sound like having some inner talk, like, hey, we've been through this before. Hey, this is totally normal. Like, there is no rush for me to get back to sleep. This is okay. Just really trying to calm everything down, shifting your focus back to the body. Sometimes those thoughts can get overwhelming, and when you're trying to target your focus on something, they can take over, or they can take your focus away. Just gently bring your focus back down to your body. Count your thoughts, just watch them pass by, just get real curious about them, stop thinking about them like they're yours, and you'll find that after a while, your counting your thoughts will be just as good as counting sheep.
That's a really key point that you just said about knowing that your thoughts are not yours. And that might be a strange thing to hear if that's the first thing you've heard, if that's the first time you've heard that, because that voice in our head, it sounds like our voice. Isn't that us having the thoughts? Well, kind of. If you notice, your Your body is doing all kinds of things without you initiating it. Your mouth is always generating saliva. Your heart is always pumping blood. And likewise, your brain is always generating thoughts. These thoughts just kind of pop up out of nowhere without you creating them. So because of that, you can take it less personally and know that these thoughts are not really yours. You're not really the one generating or choosing to generate them. Even if they are saying something that is worrisome or concerning, please know that this is just mental chatter. It doesn't mean anything. These thoughts that you're experiencing, and they may be saying strange things like, you're gonna die, you're gonna go crazy, you're never gonna fall asleep again, something bad's gonna happen tomorrow. All of these are normal, but it's important to remember they don't mean anything. They're just chatter.
And the foundational belief, and this is what I use to kind of coach myself, is that it's gonna be okay. If I stay up a little later, if I can't get back to sleep, if I have a presentation tomorrow, you're just gonna do the best you can with what you got. And that's all you can do in this life. It's a beautiful thing.
So just to summarize, when you're going to sleep, a lot of what creates that trouble falling asleep is an overactive mind, some form of overthinking. And the reasons that we're overthinking, there's many reasons. One of them is we go through our day stimulating ourselves and having no pause. So by taking some pauses throughout the day to meditate or go for a silent walk, that can help to give some space to let those thoughts out so they don't come out all at once right before bed. Another way is, as you're falling asleep, to focus on the body and let the thoughts just pass by so that you're grounding yourself in the experience of the sensations and not in the story about what's happening. And as you get the hang of this, you'll be drifting off to sleep easier and easier and easier.
Thank you so much for watching this video. From Ennis, I'm Jim. Thank you so much for watching Inner Solutions. Please subscribe and like the video. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below and we'll answer them. And be sure to check out our Facebook page as well as all our other social media. Thank you.